So moving on, let's see. What do we got to talk about?
Well, let's talk about people shoving tubes down you and you dressing up like a little lady in a muumuu.
Yeah, if you follow me on Instagram, you saw that I was wearing a little gown. I went and got an upper endoscopy. I'm 40 years old. I've had heartburn for about 3 years. I've been taking once I started taking Prilosec every day, everything's fine. But then I was watching a commercial for Prilosec with Larry the Cable Guy, and I didn't know where to put my eyes, so they went to the bottom of the screen where I saw the warnings at the bottom, and it said, like, if you're taking this for more than, 6 weeks or something like that.
You might be a redneck. No, wait, that's Fox Radio. I'm sorry.
See a doctor. So I did. And the doctor did what a good doctor does. He sent me to a friend of his from medical school and charged me a referral fee. And I went to that guy, and he did what a good referral doctor does, which is go down a clipboard of questions that lead to him recommending a procedure that he makes money off of. And I signed off on it, and I went to this little clinic, and this is my first medical procedure ever. Unless you count like stitches, like from my brother beating my ass.
Yeah, you were under general anesthesia, were you not?
Yeah, like they put an IV in me. This was my first IV. I feel like I can still feel a little hole. It's very traumatic. I don't think I've ever met anyone that went through what I've been through. But I was laying there in the bed, and then and then they just they put some extra stuff in your IV, and they go like, okay, you're gonna get a little sleepy, and it's like,
and then it's 4 days later.
It is incredible.
I had just to interject for a second. Only time I've ever gone under was for my wisdom teeth. I like a year or two ago had all 4 taken out, and apparently there was a struggle because when I woke up, the office was empty. The doctor was gone. The nurse was there, and she looked fatigued. And I'm not joking. My belt was undone, and I had defense wounds on my arms. I had scratches on my forearms consistent with fending off a knife fight.
Can't you even be unconscious normal? Can't you? Can't you? Do you have to be special when you're knocked out too?
I think I got raped. That's special.
Me.
At least he took pictures of my balls. Something happened.
Maybe X-rayed them.
Yeah.
See if there's a.
I don't know, man. But I woke up and they said, you're going to get a little slee, and then I didn't even hear the pee. Then I woke up and there was a crime had been committed.
Yeah, I honestly don't. No offense to dentists. If you're a dentist and you work hard and you care about people and you're wonderful, I'm not saying a statement about dentists, but I am saying that being a dentist, I don't think is enough of a qualification to have that much power over another human being by default. I don't think it's that's not cool.
Well, he was an oral surgeon, when they do that.
Aren't we all?
Touche.
I think it's pronounced tushy. No,
see, you're not. I knew you weren't.
Sarah
a surgeon.
Silverman jump. I'm just saying, like, they put me under. They said you're going to start to feel drowsy. I laid on my side, and they're like, you're going to start to feel drowsy. And I just like, it's just like when you fall asleep. Like you can never remember the moment you fell asleep. You remember being sleepy. You remember waking up. But I mean, so much more profound because while I was sleeping,
right,
they did ridiculous things to my body. I mean, most notably shoving a camera down my esophagus for 25 minutes, and I have no recollection of it. They could have done butt stuff. They could have done anything. And I just woke up. I came to. You can see it on my Twitter feed. I wasn't doing anything. The lady who was putting me under. I think like a friend of hers wrote on season 4 of Community or something. So, so she knew, we were having a conversation about it before she was putting me under. She's like, "Oh, my friend wrote on that show, so and so," and I said, "Who?" And she's like, "So and so. He was a writer on Community." I was like, "Season 4, perhaps." And she's like, "Yeah," and I'm like, "Yeah, I didn't work on that season." She said, "Oh, you're not working on the show anymore?" I said, "I worked on seasons 1 through 3. Now I'm coming back for season 5." And an anesthesiologist went, "That's weird." A woman who... That's how weird it is. A lady with no horse in that race is like, that's weird. I was like, yeah, no shit.
Yeah. I'm going to give you drugs and we're going to shove a hose down your mouth.
But I will say this, from what I know about television, that's very odd, that situation that you're in. But I woke up on a gurney and it was moving, and there were like these ladies looking down at me like I was a baby in a crib. They're it must be adorable for them when people wake up and they're like smiling at me, and I went like, give me my phone, I'm a writer. And the anesthesiologist went, give him his phone, he's a writer. And they gave me my phone, and I tried as hard as I could to tweet, like, while I was coming to. And you can see the tweets, like, they're like absolute, like, Cyrillic. Like,
it's not your best work.
Yeah. Like, only Anatoly would be able to read them. It was not my finest work, and it wasn't like I was trying to say something profound. All I was trying to do was go, I'm trying to tweet, like, so it wasn't really worth it.
Why did you include I'm a writer? And how did you think that would expedite you getting the this goes above all of our heads?
I'm not. My conscious mind is not accountable to the things my unconscious mind says as soon as I come out of unconsciousness. I apparently define myself by what I do, and felt like it entitled me to a phone.
I had a friend, because you have to get driven home from the hospital when you go under. So my friend drove me home from getting my teeth pulled, and I was still on the medication they had, but they said, like, in a couple hours it'll wear off. Go to your pharmacist, and here's the prescription for the stuff. So I said, I was really stoned, and I said, we have to go to my place because my insurance, like, pharmacy cards are upstairs. So I went and got all my insurance cards upstairs, and I go, I should take this trash out too. Trash is kind of sitting around for a while. So I took the trash out, and we get to the pharmacist. There's people waiting in line. I'm like, oh man, it's starting to wear off. It really hurts. It really hurts. And I finally get up to the front, and I don't have my cards with me. And we had to go back and look for the cards. I'd thrown them out. I put them in the trash. I was like, I shouldn't have been allowed that much responsibility.
I shouldn't have been allowed to be even though you need a ride, it should be illegal to get a ride home with your girlfriend after I was a prick to Aaron, because it was like all dressed up like I was the protagonist of the Dead Zone or something, you know? I was just being mean to her because I had been to unconsciousness and back. I was like, Aaron, I don't know, I wanted to go get a drink. And Aaron, the villain in this story, had overheard the professional doctors tell me not to drink because I had anestheticness in my bloodstream. And so Aaron, the villain in this story, said, no, I'm not going to take you to the drawing room. And I was like, Aaron, I have been to Oblivion and back. You know, I shouldn't. All I know is I was for 25 minutes of today, I did not exist, and I came back into existence, and it shouldn't be. I shouldn't be regretting it.
I love my return to consciousness so much. I want to go straight to a bar.
I really was like on this trip where I was like, man, I touched nothingness, and I preferred it.
So you were willfully trying to go get back in there.
Kind of like I just wanted to be somewhere dark and cold and have an Amstel. Like I really wanted to just be alone more than anything, because I really felt like I had never made it to 40 without ever being knocked out voluntarily, by another's hand, I should say. And I felt I was like, wow, I was gone for 20 minutes, and then I was back, but it was great to be back, but it wasn't bad to be gone either. It wasn't that big a deal.
Yeah, man, I'm right with you, man. I'm on the same wavelength, bro.
And I kind of felt like that was an important, healthy exercise. Like maybe at 16-year-olds' birthdays, they should just have a guy like knock you out, just so you can be dead for a second. And well, that's an unfortunate linkage to the John Wayne Gacy thing from earlier. Your reactions are weird, and you're weird people. It doesn't matter.
Their reaction was they were waiting for what the next statement was going to be.
No, I was saying, like, it should be a rite of passage because 40 years old is too late to learn that it's okay to not exist.
Well, but aren't people knock themselves out all kinds of ways? Don't they? Like, they choke each other? And
Yeah, but if I drank a fifth of bourbon and passed out and you shoved a camera down my gut, I'd wake up and go, stop it,
Right.
brah. This is knocked out. Like you lose, and I think that the reality of that is a little bit important. It's not as profound as taking ayahuasca or anything. It's just like, but it's 40 is too late to learn that.
So you were out for 20 minutes. Do you recall any visions?
No, that's the point. It's like if that's what that's our biggest fear with death, right? Unless you really think that. I mean, my biggest fear with death is that your last thought will play out, like you'll be like, oh shit, did I leave the iron on? And then for perceived infinity, because your brain is like also in charge of how you perceive time, like you'll forever like be wondering about your iron. But that might be also, was I a dick to my friends, or I owe Toby $50, like, and they're just like, forever, like, but I think by and large our biggest fear is nothingness, oblivion.
My biggest fear was, why was my belt off when I came to?
All right. I mean, I have no point. I'm just saying.
I'm glad.
I'm just saying. I'm as special as I was before this experience, Jeff. I am now like Galvatron to my former Megatron. I have bathed in the lava of. Thank you guys in the back.
Are you okay? Did you get a clean bill of health here, or what's going on with you?
Well, he didn't. I mean, he said he found a polyp. He made it sound like that's like a thing that you find like a seashell on a beach. Like he was just like, I just grabbed it. Like it wasn't.
You have a coral reef growing inside.
Like everybody has a polyp here and there. He was like I found a polyp. Like he found a penny. But he said, there's inflammation. You're 40. You got heartburn. I didn't see anything weird. I didn't see Godzilla down there. I didn't see any. But they'll give a full report to my doctor.
All right. And now you said you're going to stop drinking tomorrow. You're going on a little juice cleanse.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not. Don't applaud stopping drinking. I'm going on a cleanse because I've gone way off my diet, and I think the best way to get back on that diet is to thank you, sir. We got to stop going to them for anything. All right.